All right, what's going on, guys? It's Luke here. Today we're going to be going through a weekly outlook for how I'm going to be trading the week of February 16th to the 20th, 2026. I'm going to show you guys what I have marked out on my charts, and then we're going to go through the news day by day. Again, guys, code LukeX at Alpha Futures gets you the best discount available, so go check that out if you guys want to sign up. Link is in the pinned comment. Discord links in the pinned comment as well as my socials. Go check all that out, and let's get right into this. So I'm going to start off on the higher time frame and kind of work my way down here. Starting out on the monthly, we're still obviously bullish. Our monthly candle is extremely bearish right now. We did put in this bottom wick. We had a nice rejection, but right now, this monthly candle is bearish. It's going to be something to keep an eye on in the next 2 weeks here, but nothing really of significance. We do have this wick low down here, but I'll get into in a minute. Now, going over to the weekly, we got a bearish close on the weekly. As you guys seen, we ended up getting we didn't sweep out the week before's higher low, but we did get a push down. We did kind of get like this break of structure to the downside here, as you guys can see. So we are shifting down, and right now it looks like we do want to make a push down towards these lows down here. But right now, the weekly is still in this range. Like if you back up and you see, we're kind of just trapped in this range. So right now I am kind of favoring a move down. We do look a little bit more bearish. I wouldn't be surprised if we do get this push down, and if we do get below this, we're going to be probably looking to trade down to all this higher time frame sell side. But right now we can't really be concerned with that. We got to kind of work throughout this week first. So right now what I have marked out in terms of the weekly, I have this weekly low right here, I have this weekly low right here, and then I have previous week's low, and I have previous week's high. So now going over to the daily, you can see on the daily that we're pretty much in textbook bearish order flow. We had a nice shift to the downside. We put in a lower high, and we're starting to have a shift down. Obviously, this Friday candle was pretty indecisive after this Thursday candle dumped down. And we ended up putting in a daily for value gap, which should give us some good guidance, which I'll get into in a minute. But this is what I have marked out on my higher time frame draws. I have this weekly low, I have this weekly low, I have previous week's low, I have previous week's high, I have this daily for value gap, and then if we break above previous week's high, I have this daily high marked out. And I'll go over to ES really quick, kind of show you guys what I have marked out on ES. ES pretty much in the same scenario. There's really not too much to go over on these higher time frames. As you can see, the weekly gave a very strong bearish close, but again, we're kind of just trapped in this weekly range. Like, if you guys seen, I think there was oh no, never mind. I thought there was a gap there I forgot about, but no, we had a strong shift on the weekly candle, strong bearish close, but as you can see, I just have marked out previous week's high, previous week's low, and then I have this weekly low. But if you look at the daily, pretty much the same scenario as NQ. We failed to take out these highs. We had a shift down. A lot of people thought we were going to run all-time highs, at the middle of the week, and then we had that huge aggressive dump down, and we put in this daily gap. So this is my chart for ES, and we'll go back to NQ, and I'll kind of just give you guys some of my ideas really quick. There's not too much to go over, but right now I'm pretty much watching this daily gap right here, and also this 4 hour, which is something I want to keep an eye on right here at the start of the week, especially this 4 hour gap right here. This is going to give us a good guidance, this daily gap and this 4 hour gap. Okay, so this is how I'm playing this, or this is what I'm watching right now. So basically, if price comes back and we get a retest of this daily gap, we get a retest of this 4 hour gap, I'm obviously looking for price to trade lower. Okay, so obviously our first major sell side target is going to be previous week's low. So potentially, say we come up to this daily gap, this 4 hour gap, whatever, we get a retest. Okay, then we could potentially seek for previous week's low. Now, previous week's low can do one of two things. We could see a reversal off of previous week's low, or if we come back in, we displace below previous week's low, then I'm going to be looking for continuation down towards these weekly lows. And then from there, we could reassess, because this could be, again, another rotation area. Or if we continue to displace past those weekly lows, we could be seeking out all of this higher time frame and really get that higher time frame rebalance. Because if you look on the higher time frame, we do have a monthly gap down here that has not been rebalanced. We have tons of weekly lows down here that have not been taken out. So this area right here, these weekly lows are really going to be telling to see if we do take those out. We're really going to be having to pay attention, because again, one of two things can happen between these lows. Okay, we get a retest, we seek out previous week's low. From there, we could seek a reversal, but I'm assuming if we take previous week's low, we're probably going to want to displace and look for lower below those two weekly lows. Then from those, we could either seek potential reversals, or continued displacement and continuation towards that that monthly gap. So that could be like a longer, not longer term, but like a little bit more like further away sell side targets. So that's my scenario that I'm looking at for bearish in terms of bearish price action. I'd be looking to seek, a continuation. If we come back into this daily or 4 hour gap, potential continuations lower towards previous week's low, and then from previous week's low, we'll see if we want to reverse from there, or if we displace past previous week's low, we'd be looking at continuations towards those two sets of weekly lows, and then from there we'll kind of just reassess from there. But the thing to keep an eye on is we might not even get that tap back in to this 4 hour. We might honestly, because you look at the 4 hour, just closed pretty aggressively bearish, so we could just honestly get that move right away at the start of the week, but we'll have to see come market open. Now, bullish scenario, okay? Bullish scenario, what I'd be watching, again, is going to be this daily gap and this 4 hour gap, okay? Let me just mark this out again one more time. So, in terms of bullish, if we get a move through this gap and we just straight up inverse it and we show like displacement to the upside, then obviously my first buy side draw that I'm watching is previous week's high, and it's kind of the same thing from there. We seek previous week's high, could be a potential reversal area, but if we displace past previous week's high, then I'm looking for continuations back all the way towards this daily high, and then potentially from there we'd be seeking out like all-time highs, which I don't think that happens, but that is the bullish case scenario. So I'm going to run through this again. This is what I prefer. I prefer to use this daily gap and this 4 hour gap for guidance going into the start of this week, okay? Scenario number one, we get a pullback, we displace, we trade towards previous week's low, and then potentially there we reassess. We either see a reversal from here or we displace past here, look for continuations towards those weekly lows. That's our bear scenario. But again, keep an eye, because it doesn't necessarily mean we're going to tap back into this gap. We could easily just keep dumping, but it's going to depend again what market open does. Now for the bullish scenario, if we do get a run of this daily gap, we inverse this gap, the 4 hour, the daily, then I'm going to be looking for previous week's high as my main draw, and then from there reassess. If we continue to displace past there, I'm looking for this daily high, but then this could be a potential reversal area. But the main thing to get across here is use this daily and this 4 hour gap right here as your guidance, okay? If we reject off it, we're likely going to go lower. If we inverse it and we trade through it, we show bullish strength, we're probably going to trade higher. Our main buy side draw right now is going to be previous week's high, and our main sell side draw is going to be previous week's low. So just keep an eye on that daily gap, that 4 hour gap, see which way it wants to push, if it wants to reject and go lower, or if it wants to, let price trade through it, and then we're going to be looking for previous week's high or previous week's low, and then from there see if we displace past them or we want to reverse. That's literally it. I'm just using that gap as guidance and see how it plays out for the rest of the week. So that's my chart, guys. If you guys want these same draws on the higher time frame, this is everything I'm looking at. I don't think we come all the way up to this daily high, but right now my bias is leaning more bearish, but like I don't have a strict bias, like I'm willing to trade either way, but we'll see what happens come market open. And let's get into the news really quick. So starting off on Monday, we have a bank holiday. Markets open half day. I won't be trading Monday personally, so I won't be on the charts, but I'm not saying you guys can't trade bank holidays, because you definitely can, but I personally won't be trading this Monday. Tuesday, we just have some orange folder at 8:30. We have Empire State Manufacturing Index. Tuesday's just going to be a normal trading day for me at market open. Nothing special about that. Wednesday, we have FOMC meeting minutes at 2, but this is not the actual FOMC, so this isn't really a big deal. But we do have some orange folder at 8:30, so pretty much like no major news on Wednesday during the AM session, but this will be a normal trading day on market open, or at market open for me. Going over to Thursday, we have unemployment claims at 8:30, so hopefully we get some like data wicks to trade towards or use as targets, but this will be a normal trading day. We also have pending home sales at 10, which is something to keep an eye on. I mean, it probably won't do much, but just something to keep an eye on. But this will be a normal trading day, again, come market open. And Friday, we do have a little bit more. We have 8:30, we have advanced GDP and core PCE price index, and then we have flash PMI at 9:45. So since this is so close to market open, I'm just going to wait for this to play out, and then I'll be trading. So around like 9:47 to 9:50 is when I'll be actually looking to take trades. So I just let the first 15 minutes play out, let the news play out. It probably won't do a crazy, it won't do anything crazy, but I'm just going to let it play out just so I don't get caught in anything. And then I'll be trading normally from there. New home sales at 10, I'm really not too concerned about, but just kind of keep an eye on it. But pretty much a good trading week, Tuesday to Friday, every single day, just not trading Monday, but should be a solid week. And yeah, this is my chart, guys. Nothing too special. Pretty simple, just looking for guidance off that gap and then seeing if you want to trade towards previous week's high, previous week's low. I'm favoring more of a bearish bias until proven otherwise. So that's it for me, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this weekly outlook. be back with another recaps throughout the week and all that stuff. And that's it for me. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.